you.
Speaking freedom, giving you the answers to be free.
We use the client to develop, to grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
Work call. Yeah, man. Gotta go in here and dance, but I don't get tired.
Okay, so first off, my phone is acting up. I don't know why. And I have to hurry up and get home because I have a therapy appointment for myself. So I am currently just leaving Richmond Graduate University as I seek to pursue and get the VA to pay for me to go back to school for my master's. I honestly wouldn't mind going to school to be a clinical to be a clinical psychologist and get a doctorate in psychology. However, at this time I have not decided on going that route. So I am considering going back to school right now to be a licensed therapist, marriage and family, as well as professional counselor. So because I am in this space and transition of sorts into a new area, I wanted to talk about Chy Bryant, Dr. Chy Bryant. Look, sis, I fuck with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? And the reason why I fuck with you is because I am a life enhancement coach. I am a life coach. I go by Dr. Casey because I have honorary doctorate degrees, in which I always tell people that I have. I always make sure that I am clear that I am a honorary doctorate degree holder. I have two, one for philosophy and one for psychology for my book, Spiritual Human Behavior. Now, I tell people more about the one that I got for the book because that's like dissertation style work. It is a 300 and something page book called Spiritual Human Behavior. And yeah, so I understand what Cheyenne is saying as far as not needing to be licensed as a life coach. She doesn't have to have a therapist license. But what I think overall is that she has to be very careful. So when you are a life coach, you cannot act like you're a therapist. You cannot pose as a therapist. You cannot make people think that you having therapy sessions. You cannot use therapy at all. Look, I am very particular, right? Because I'm not a goody two-shoe, but I am particular because I know that your words matter. I know the importance of being a law-abiding citizen. I know how people can try to spin your words, and or sometimes they be trying to do, the most as far as just making it hard. Like right now, people are making it hard on Chy Bryant because she is not what they want her to be. And the public is very critical, okay? they are very ignorantly critical, because most time the public don't know enough. They go off of headlines, but then the other part is that you gotta say the right things, and then you won't have to watch what you say. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to watch what you say when you're doing what's right because it's right. It's the integrity factor of it. So recently she did an interview, and I might try to put it in right here. If it's not in there on this video, that's because I couldn't get it, find it, or whatever the case may be. So she was on the Joe Budden podcast show, and on there she said that she is not licensed. I don't know if she said she wasn't licensed or she was no longer licensed. Words are very important, because to say you're not licensed, and knowing you've never been licensed is one thing. To make it seem as though you used to be licensed and now you're not licensed because you want to do a private practice and do therapy privately is a red flag. It is illegal, and it can get you into a world of trouble if you've never been a licensed therapist. So in order to get a therapist license, you have to do a couple of things. The first thing is you have to get your master's degree. After you get your master's degree, you have to complete internship. You got to do clinicals. You got to do a lot of things in order to sit for your licensing test for being a therapist and or counselor. You don't just get your doctorate degree and then you automatically a counselor or a therapist. You have to sit down and get licensed. So you have to do like 3,000 hours of work as an associate therapist, and then you are able to sit down and get your own fully licensed therapy license, but you have to take a test. So overall, she's floating on thin ice. So I was looking into her background, because before I speak on things, I do try to do a little bit of research so that I am knowledgeable about whatever it is, the subject that I'm supposed to be speaking on. And what I found largely and mostly in regards to Chy Bryant is that she went to Argosy University here in Atlanta. From my understanding, she should have started following when she got her master's degree at University of Phoenix. So this is the thing, right? Sometimes people already look crazy at you when you get a degree from University of Phoenix or a place that is not a physical school, because sometimes they don't understand that it is schoolwork still being done. Other times they don't respect it because it is an online-based school. So Argosy University is where she was supposedly had got her doctorate from, but they closed due to fraud or some type shit. They was lying to people. And so when you go to school and study psychology, you have a couple different paths. You have the path where you can go to school, study psychology, and end up being a professor. You need a doctorate degree to be a professor. You can go and you can get your therapy license, but you have to finish your master's program. You can get a bachelor's and just have the basic information and knowledge or whatever. But if you choose to go the doctoral route, it is not always so that you can be a clinical practitioner of therapy. The doctoral route is normally a research route. So on my journey to getting my master's, I didn't want the therapy license route. I wanted the doctoral route initially because my goal was to be Dr. Casey. My goal has always been to be Dr. Casey, but I was just open to saying calling myself, being able to call myself Dr. Casey up under honorary circumstances as well, because Dr. Maya Angelou is an honorary goddamn title. So when I have a role model like that as my I don't want to say goalpost, as a person that I look up to, I was okay with being Dr. Casey honorary degree holder, because when you have people of prominence who has those same type of degrees, then for me that was cool. So I don't have no shame in having an honorary doctorate degree. Some people do. I think that what really messed her up, not that she calls herself Dr. Cheyenne, because she's definitely able and legally allowed to do that. The bigger problem is that she uses the word therapy. She talked about having a private practice and having a license. Like, it's just a whole lot of narratives that she got going on that's not like what they should be. In order to use the word therapy, you have to be a therapist. Unless you're doing massage therapy or stretch therapy, but you still have to be licensed to use the word therapist in any shape, form, or fashion. When you are a life coach, there is no regulating board for life coaching. What there is for life coaching is places that have recommendations for education in regards to being a life coach. So it's a matter of, honestly, are you doing the work as a life coach? And I have many videos about being a life coach and what makes it different, and not all life coaches being the same, because just because you call yourself a life coach don't mean that you have lived enough life to coach anybody else on shit. So and this is why I have the videos of me talking about, and the reason why I do videos explaining why I became a life coach, which makes me a good life coach, and all of those things. So I recently did a video a couple of months ago where I talk about my accomplishments, I talk about my education, I talk about my life experiences, I talk about all the things that makes me not just a psychology educated person, not just a certified life coach on paper, meaning I did some type of class or training and got a certificate saying, hey, this is what I accomplished, this is the credentials that I have. Because life coaching is more than just going to school or just calling yourself a life coach. Same with being a psychology expert or psychologist. A lot of people got an issue with her calling herself a psychology expert, and I see a lot of comments where people are saying, well, what you gotta do to be a psychology expert? Be an expert of psychology. You need to read books on psychology, not reading one book and then calling yourself an expert. That means you've read books, you've written books, you have a great understanding and can explain the nature of psychology to other people. When you really work on expanding your mindset into an area, you might not have the education on paper, but it's the experience and the education you get on your own. It's one thing to learn things because you signed up for a program and they paying you, or you're paying them for the credentials to say that you did this education. It's a whole nother thing when you learn about psychology, behavior patterns, and people just because you like to learn that subject. And so I have been defending Chy Bryant more in the space of whether or not she has a doctoral degree from Argosy, whether or not she should be calling herself a doctor, because honestly, I get the outrage with the large amount of the large amount of honorary doctorate degrees that we see being given out to people that ain't did shit to earn it necessarily. So a lot of times celebrities and famous people get honorary degrees in schools and places that you can pay for it. But a lot of people don't understand is that even if you go and do the work for a doctorate degree, it does not mean that you get an accredited degree. I know at least one person that it looks like she's doing a doctorate program, but I don't know if she's actually going to get a real life accreditation, or if she's just going through the motions to make it look like she's going through the motions and paying these people for something that holds no weight in the sense of being able to use it in work and it being an accredited university. So accreditation is the biggest thing. And so I'm gonna be wrapping this video up a little bit, but Cheyenne is on a thin line.
I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live what I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all inside of me is sexual chocolate.
Thank you for joining Speaking Freedom as we continue to assist you with your daily growth and intuitive wisdom. Loving is a lifestyle and we love to love. Inspiration is how we fuel faith. Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.